another video. So this video has been all over the joint so far. Well, I mean, you've only seen about a minute of it so far. So I started this video like a week ago and have just been all over the place since. We've got heaps of crap to do. So a lot of the stuff I've already filmed has been filmed about a week ago, so it's going to be all over the joint. But yeah, we're going to go to the shed now. It is Friday Arvo. We're going to go start slapping this box back in. As you can see from the next few clips. Yeah, we actually pulled the box out. We're getting ready for Matsuri. I bought some tires. I'm going to go to Repco quickly, go grab some oil for the gearbox. And yeah, just going to have a chill Friday and have a bit of fun and just, yeah, take it as it comes. Hopefully get this box sorted out. Alrighty, so the camera's flat. I'm just going to jack it up, sit the car on the wheels, so we're not using any jack stances in case they come off. Oh man, this bloke. So yeah, we'll start making a start tonight. Probably take the tail shaft out at least. Yeah, just start tinkering away because the slave's definitely got to be done. I'm going to do the master as well while we're at it and get two things done at once. So I know we're not going to have any issues for a little bit, eh? Rear tail shaft bolts out. Center bearing bolts out. We got the cross member out, gearbox cross member out. Pulled the tail shaft out. Mitch is under there, doing those belt housing bolts because he's a legend. That was a prick. We ended up having to jack the front of the motor up just to clear it from the starter. What a prick. Good stuff though. Finally out, and then we start looking at doing this slave. It's going to be such a prick to get back in, but decided we're going to try cave in these trans tunnels as much as possible, just so we have as much clearance as fucking possible, eh?
Fuck yeah, mate.
So we got the slave, very, very expensive for the barrows, and we also got a master, also very expensive. This is almost $500, stupidly priced. So I reckon this might be my issue. So it's an internal slave, and it's obviously shit the bed. Can't get a pedal, hence why we're pulling it apart. But yeah, we're just going to change that over and then hopefully get the box in and under the car tonight. All bolted up, good to go. I've also got a master to go in as well, which is going to be a prick because it's right under the dash. We'll keep tinkering away. We got about a week until Matsuri. Alrighty, so that slave's in the box. It's 2 hex keys. I don't know what size the hex key is, but it's 12 and 11. Crack those off. Keep that hard line in on the box. It doesn't come out, so you don't get that with the kit. Slap that back in, screw it in, tighten it up, good to go. That shaft plate is still pretty bad, but we'll be right. It's gonna get a big boy box one day, and we'll scrap the T5 later down the track. But for the moment, T5's doing the job. So that old master's out. It's such a prick because that cage is in the way. It's not nice to bend over backwards, and we're both under there trying to make it work. So that's out. Time to put the new one in, and then we can start slapping this box in. As I said, we're having clearance issues once we're trying to pull it out with the starter cover on the bell housing. So got under there. Probably see that area through there. I've just knocked it out with the hammer just to give it that extra couple of mil of clearance and give it a quick spray. Once the box is getting put back in, it's going to make it a little bit easier just for all of us. Just got to slap that master back in. It's just a prick of a thing. I'm kind of trying to weave and duck and weave it, but it's got to be done. So we'll do that. I'm going to try to do that now. Get that out of the way, and then once that's in, we can start putting the goddamn gearbox in. And then it's all from there. Once that's in, bleed it, and hopefully we have a clutch. Quick update, the box is in. Tail shaft's in, everything's bolted, everything's tight, clutch lines are sorted. Mitch, you're a legend. Thank you so much, dude. You've made this a fucking easy process for me. We'll continue this tomorrow. We've got to bleed the clutch, top the gearbox fluid up, and then we should be good to go. So hopefully we can get a fucking pedal. If not, I'll be spewing, but it is what it is. We got a week, box is in, we're sweet. So we'll keep you guys updated with everything that goes on, and we'll go from there. The clutch is bled up. It's crazy how good it feels. I haven't actually engaged it in gear purely because I haven't got that tail shaft in. So overall update, Matsuri prep's gone pretty well. It's Wednesday, a few days before the actual event. So the BF is still up on wheels, still up on stands. Tail shaft isn't in. Once that's in, we can actually see if the clutch is engaging, and if it's engaging, I'm happy, it's sweet. So the reason why we actually had to drop the box the second time and then put it back in is because me personally, I didn't do the line up tight enough in the slave. So inside, so obviously you got the bell housing for the box, slave goes onto the shaft, and then it's got a clutch line which comes and runs up to the, which comes to the pedal. And I actually didn't do that tight enough, which was inside the box. So we're bleeding it up, everything was sweet, the box was in, tail shaft was in, everything was done. Shout out to Mitch, he did all that. He did the first swap completely. So he actually dropped the box on his own, with a bit of help with me, obviously. And then yeah, sorted it out, put the box in, it was mint. Me, I made the mistake. I messed up, not Mitch. I messed up, I didn't do that line tight enough, so it was seeping just so lightly, but I wasn't willing to take a chance. So I took the box out, I dropped it, took everything out, and yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. Slave line is 100% tight. Just put the box back in, just tighten the bell housing bolts up, put that cross member, those 4 bolts in the cross member for the gearbox. So they're in, tail shaft is about to go in now. And then yeah, hopefully we can bring it on the floor and actually test it and make sure it runs sweet. But other than that, so we didn't get a lock kit. AU House hasn't got back to me about the lock kit, so we're not getting a lock kit. So it's going to make it pretty difficult to drive at Matalar purely because turn 1 is so long and such high speed. So we don't have the lock kit. BC sent out the wrong locking rings for the coilovers. So we're going to have to chuck the K-shock springs back in for the event, which is also a bit of a bummer, but at least I'm driving my local track as it is, and then so I can, you know, give a good review to you guys on the AU House lock kit once it's in, steering lock, how it drives, and see if it's much improvement, and also the BC coilovers compared to the K-shocks. So it'd be definitely good to have that, which I see the pros in actually taking it as it is now. Compared to having all this stuff done, because I've only driven it once before, so there's not a lot to go off to compare with all the good stuff in it. Anyway, that said, I'm going to start doing the tail shaft. Once that is done, we are good to go. Seriously, like, this car has been serviced 2 events ago. Sweet as, all the fluids are sweet. I'll make sure everything's all good to go. I'm actually going to give it a polish, because all I've got to do now is get tyres and make sure I've got tools, fuel, everything ready to go. And all I've got to do is just do tyres. So I've got to mount, what, 4 tyres on 4 rims, and yeah, get everything ready to go. But other than that, I've got to sort out a bar, rebar tomorrow. I've got to mount a fire extinguisher. I got one, but it's not mounted properly, so I've got to mount the fire extinguisher I just bought, polish it, make it look pretty, do the best I can to actually clean it up as a whole. And yeah, we're going really well. So as long as this clutch works, everything's good to go, and the car is ready to running, driving. It's sweet. So we'll slap this tail shaft in and we'll go from there, guys. Alrighty, so Mitch has been doing some Matsuri prep as well. Tell us a little bit what you did, Mitch.
Sorry about the mess, but so basically the problem I was having is this cam gear seal was leaking, the exhaust cam, and it was basically leaking down all over the timing belt and spraying oil all over the bonnet, as you can see. So basically just, you know, pulled the cam gears off and just bought a timing belt kit and thought I'd do that while I was at it. I didn't do a water pump, unfortunately, as I couldn't find one, but, you know, new tensioner, crank seal, new crank sprocket, stuff like that, new timing belt, obviously.
Heaps cleaner than it was before. It was legit pissing oil before.
Yeah.
You can see he had to clean the front of the motor, and it was shocking. Like, the whole thing was caked, and as you can see, it's slapped all over the bonnet and everything. It was making a good mess, but
yeah. So here's the old belt here,
which still looks alright,
though. Too bad.
It's definitely been done.
It's just a.
It's definitely been done at some point of its
Yeah, it was
life.
done fairly recently. I think within the past few years.
Look, it doesn't even look.
Being covered in oil, it's just,
yeah, it's better to change it.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
So
yeah, definitely. It's good, man. Well, I'm ready to start this thing and see if it goes into gear.
Alright.
Fluids done. Fluids done ski. Gearbox is in, tail shaft, everything's tight. I just got to double check those tail shaft bolts. Double check those, and it should be sweet. There you go. Well, that is engaging gears perfectly, going through all the gears. Actually, I didn't try reverse, but we still have to bring the car down anyway. Just go for a test drive on here, around the joint, go for a bit of a test drive. And yeah, we should be sweet to go. Like I said, I've got a few little things just to continue to do, but I'm pretty fucking happy about that. Pretty stoked about that, so that's our main problem sorted. Everything's sweet. Happy days. Happy days. Finally on the floor. So we ended up doing the coilovers. I put the bottoms of the K-shocks with the K-shock springs in the rear with the BC struts, and it's super stiff now. I'm stoked about that. Like, it's not going anywhere. But yeah, first test drive actually on the floor, so hope all goes well. Had to cut it short, started to rain, but you get the idea. Not bad, man.